Hello and welcome to my channel. As you can see, I am still, or maybe you can't see, I feel like I don't even look very pregnant. But if you have been following me or you've seen my videos before, I am pregnant, still pregnant, and trying to get this baby out. So I'm just going to say what we're all thinking, but maybe too afraid to say it, because if you have stumbled across this video and you're not just a returning subscriber, then you are probably asking, how can I get this baby out, right? Like, pregnancy is a beautiful thing, and I am so grateful for the pregnancy that I've had. I truly have had a wonderful pregnancy. Like, I really can't complain. I had like very little symptoms, you know what I mean? I've had a good pregnancy, but I am almost 40 weeks. So today's Tuesday, I'll be 40 weeks on Friday. And I'm just very ready not to be pregnant anymore. Like, I'm so uncomfortable. Sleep is, I don't want to say sleep is non-existent, because that's certainly not true. I am sleeping. And again, like, I feel very blessed in the sense that, like, I can't complain too much about how bad sleep is. But like yesterday, for example, I woke up in the middle of the night because I literally had such bad acid reflux that it like came up and like almost out of my nose, like to the point where it woke me up, and I was like, oh my God. And then of course, just rolling from side to side is like, takes maximum amount of effort. Getting in and out of bed to pee. Oh my gosh, like just all the things. I know you feel me. I know you feel me. I know I'm preaching to the choir here. So it's all good. We're all there. We all feel this. And more than anything, I am just so ready to meet my baby. I am so ready for him to join our family. I'm so ready for him to be brought home from the hospital. I'm ready to birth my baby. I'm physically, mentally prepared for birth. Probably not for the newborn stage again. If you've been following me for a while, you know that it has been a while since I've had a newborn. And I know it's not all of the wonderful things that I picture in my head. But for birth, I definitely am physically and mentally prepared. I am so ready to birth my baby. I'm so ready to meet my baby. So today I wanted to talk about all of the things that I am doing and not doing to try to induce labor. So I want to first put a disclaimer out there to say that I am in no way a medical professional. You should always consult your care provider. You should always do what you feel is best for your baby and yourself. I am in no way, shape, or form giving any kind of medical advice or encouraging anybody to do anything against their permission or advice of a medical professional. I'm just talking about stuff for me personally that I have been doing to try and get this baby out. Mind you, I also want to preface to say that nobody really knows exactly what triggers labor. And nobody really knows except your baby when they are ready to come. So for some people, a lot of these things may work right away, but it's like, is it what you're doing, or was the baby just ready to be born? We don't really know, right? So I'm just going to change position here because I'm a little bit uncomfortable. I definitely want to say, take all of this with a grain of salt. And like I said, obviously I'm still pregnant. So hopefully by the time you're watching this video, I won't be. Hopefully, we're hoping today is the day, actually. So hopefully we have a baby when you're watching this video, and I can let you know what it was that actually worked. But I just want to let you know the stuff that I've been doing, that not only is I'm hoping is going to help me go into labor, but also help me through labor. Because as you know, heartburn sucks. But as you know, labor is like a marathon, and your body really does need to be prepared for that marathon. And the better equipped your body is going to be, the better and easier labor will be. no way, shape, or form saying that labor is easy, because it is absolutely not. But I think there are certain things that you can definitely do to help your body do what it needs to do in labor. You know what I mean? So going into that, the first thing that I've been doing, which is honestly, and again, I know if you're watching this video, you're probably in the same stage as me, so I get it. I feel you. I've been walking a ton. Like, I have been doing at least 5K a day. Mind you, some of that is a lot slower. Sometimes it takes me a really long time to get that done. Sometimes I feel better and I'm doing it a little bit faster, but I am just listening to my body and going at my own pace. And it's said to the fluctuation of your hips and obviously gravity of you standing is supposed to bring baby, don't you love my, in case you need a visual, bring baby down into the pelvis and put more pressure on the cervix to help start dilation. So I've been doing that every day, obviously ineffectively because he's still living in here. But hopefully, again, that is something that I'm doing, not only that is going to help me go into labor, but will help my body during labor, because my joints and my hips and my body is used to kind of that physical activity, which is going to make it easier for my body to bend and shift and have more have more, what's the word? You know, there's a word. I can't think of the word, but be better equipped for labor, let's say. So doing lots of walking. I'm also trying to do the stairs as much as possible. So sometimes I'll just put a timer on for like 15-20 minutes. And I'll walk up and down the stairs. I'll take breaks. So I live in a 2-story home. So I'll do the stairs up and then I'll just kind of like walk back and forth for a minute or two, just on a flat surface, like in the upstairs hallway or the downstairs hallway, come down the stairs, walk, you know, so I'm not winded because it's, again, everything just takes a lot of energy now. You know what I mean? Like, life is hard. Moving around is hard. So I'm not trying to, like, the goal here is not to like get winded or bring your heart rate up or anything like that. The goal is really to just get that shift in your pelvis to bring the baby down. So that's something else that I've been doing. I've been drinking a lot of red raspberry leaf tea. And something that I want to say about this that I was not aware, and I don't want to say I was concerned because it wasn't concerning, but I was kind of like, oh, that's unusual. So red raspberry leaf tea, when I started drinking it, my stool was quite loose. And like, having loose stool or diarrhea can also be a sign that labor is coming on. So I kept thinking like, oh my gosh, like maybe this is it. Maybe, you know, whatever. Because I was having loose stool, you know, let's talk about poop. And to my surprise, red raspberry leaf tea actually has, I don't want to say it's a natural laxative because it's not a laxative, but it definitely does have properties in it that can create a loose stool. So, sorry. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. So I was getting all in my head about like maybe labor is coming, when in reality it was just the raspberry leaf tea that was creating loose bowel movements. So something to think about. So I've been doing that. I've been eating dates. I have been doing inversions. Spinning babies has a lot of information and research about like doing inversions during pregnancy. Again, also not telling anybody to do this or to not do this. Consult your care provider and do what you feel is best and safest for yourself and your baby. But I've been doing that as well. So yeah, I don't know. There's certain things that people say that you can do like spicy food, which I don't necessarily think is dangerous at all. But the spicy food with the heartburn that I've been having, and there's not really any kind of like scientific evidence to say that like the spicy food, the idea behind the spicy food is that it causes like GI upset, and that can like cause uterine contractions. But because I've been having this horrible heartburn, I really don't think that that's a great option for me. I would rather take my chances than just be in complete discomfort because of overly spicy food, which is unfortunate because I do like spicy food, but I haven't been able to eat it in pregnancy just because it's been very upsetting to me. So that's something that I'm not doing, as well as castor oil. So I have a midwife, and take this or leave this. This is just my own personal experience and my own personal opinion. But truthfully, I don't know anyone personally who has used castor oil, solely because everybody that I know and all of the care providers that I have had, as well as care providers that people that I know who have had babies have had, have always advised against it. Castor oil, I feel, is probably a very effective way of putting yourself into labor. But the risks associated with castor oil can be pretty gnarly. And I'm like, again, with the spicy food, that's just not something that I want to do. And if I were to go into labor because of taking castor oil, going through labor and experiencing like extreme nausea and diarrhea and stuff, just like labor is hard enough on its own. I'm not that desperate to go into labor that I would want to put myself in that position. So again, something to think about if you are looking at all of these tips and tricks on how to induce labor. Because I know I certainly am. And something that I'm finding a little bit frustrating as well. Again, tell me in the comments if like you're experiencing this as well. I'm a third-time mama, but like I said, it's been a really long time. So it's kind of hard for me to remember like what true labor, or like what going into true labor felt like. Jeez. Sorry, what going into true labor felt like, or like that moment that I knew like, yeah, this is for sure labor, right? So, I've been having like the other night, I was having contractions that were like 5 to 6 minutes apart. They were, I don't even want to say they were uncomfortable because they weren't. I was aware that they were there, but it truly wasn't causing me any kind of discomfort at all. And then obviously they weren't progressing. They weren't getting any worse. They were kind of staying that consistent 5 to 6 minutes apart, but they weren't getting any stronger. So I was like, am I going into labor? You know, I kind of just in case, like, you know, had a shower, got like kind of all of my stuff is ready and in the car, like my car seat's in there, my hospital bag's in there, the diaper bag's in there, everything is in there. We're all ready to go. But just kind of like mentally preparing myself, like this might be it. And then, I was like, well, if this is labor, this was at night as well. So I was like, well, if this is labor, I'm going to try and get some sleep. Cause I'm probably going to need some sleep, and we'll go from there. And of course I'm still pregnant. It was not labor. But I'm really finding that frustrating. Not even frustrating. I want to say like deflating almost, right? Cause I'm so excited. Like I said, I'm so excited to go into labor, and I'm so excited to meet my baby and birth my baby and bring him home and start this next stage. So when that happens, and it's been happening quite frequently, that was definitely the most like consistent that the Braxton Hicks, let's say, have been. But yeah, like obviously you get at this stage, we're getting Braxton Hicks all the time. It's kind of like a daily occurrence for me anyway. So every time I'm like, oh, like, I wonder, like, could this be it? Is this real? Is this, you know, so I'm finding that really debilitating and really deflating, because I'm just so excited, and every little twinge, I just so desperately want to be labor. And then again, of course, like the discomfort of being super pregnant and just ready to meet him. So, I will keep you guys posted, and I hope that this video was helpful. I mean, I have been looking at all of the videos, like how to induce labor and everything, and this is mostly what I found too, like mostly like the exercise, sex. I've been trying to have all the sex, which obviously, again, still not working because he's still here. So I don't know. I think at the end of the day, the best kind of, you can do all of these things, and all of these things are going to be effective at helping your body prepare. But at the end of the day, I think that your body is going to labor when your body and your baby are ready, no matter what you do. And forcing it by like putting yourself, I don't want to say in harm's way, but by doing things that may not be great for you and baby, I would say you're not going to be pregnant forever. You know what I mean? So all of these things, like the walking, the exercise, the sex, nipple stimulation, that's something that I didn't talk about. I've been doing a lot of nipple stimulation as well. My midwife told me that it was safe to do, that it can produce oxytocin, or it does produce oxytocin, which is the hormone that kickstarts your body into labor. So I've been doing that as well. Again, obviously it has not brought on labor yet. But I have been doing that as well. It is bringing on contractions, but then, you know, they kind of go away. But there's no harm in doing that either. So that's something that I've been trying pretty much every day, just for 15-20 minutes. You can look online, you can talk to your care provider about the safest way to do that. But that is another thing that I have been trying. But again, all of the things that I've been doing are really just preparatory things, you know, prepping my body for labor more than inducing, I think. I think that when he's ready to come, he will come. When my body is ready for him to come, he will come. And I think that that's probably, out of all of these videos and all of the things that people have said, I feel like they're probably very similar. Everyone's doing the same things. A lot of these things are not unheard of. They are the norm when you're trying to get a baby out. And at the end of the day, I think that it's important to know that you will birth your baby when your baby is ready, and to trust your body and to trust the process, and not to get too hung up over, you know, what you're doing or what you could be doing. Trying to stay active and healthy is obviously going to be the best thing for you and your baby. So whether or not these things actually induce labor, you're still doing the best thing for yourself and for your baby. So that's really the worst thing that can happen. And hopefully, you know, labor happens for you. It will, but hopefully it happens when you want it to happen. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later. Because, girl, I feel you. I am ready. I'm ready to be a mama from the outside. I'm ready to love this guy from the outside. I'm ready. I want to say I'm ready to get my sleep back, but like that's obviously not going to happen. But at least I won't be so uncomfortable, I guess. I don't know. I'm just ready, and I hope that y'all are ready. And if you're watching this, I'm sending nothing but love and positive energy to you, and wishes for the best possible labor and birth experience that you can have. And I hope that the next time I'm on here, I'm sharing my labor and delivery story and introducing you to my new baby. I'm hoping that today is the day, but we'll see what happens. Please subscribe if you haven't already, to follow our journey of our growing family. I'm sorry, and send tips for heartburn, because like even Tums are just like not cutting it, honestly. Excuse me. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already, and please, in the comments down below, let us know what you did to induce labor, how far along you are, and if you're trying to induce labor, what your expectations are for birth and all that kind of thing. Let us know down below so that we can all know that we're not alone and that we're all here going, how do we get this baby out? So again, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here, and hopefully I'll talk to you very soon with a brand new addition to our family.